Good afternoon or evening. This is Rabbi Shalom Elishevitz, and today on this video I'd like to talk about open and closed Parshiyot. What are open and closed Parshiyot? And I will demonstrate by showing you a copy of what the columns in a Torah scroll actually look like. There's a link to this on that post in the blog. So this is the beginning of the book of Bamidbar, the fourth book in the Torah. You can see there is quite a bit of open space between the last words here, Bahar Sinai, and these words here, Vayidaber Hashem. This kind of space you'll have at the end of a book. So at the end of Bereshit, the end of Shemot, and the Vayikra, and that's where we are here. And then you'll have another one at the end of the book of Bamidbar. You have 4 open lines, and that's how you know a new book begins. Now, what is a Parsha? So Parsha is a paragraph. So where does the paragraph end? Let's say this paragraph starts here, right? Vayidaber Hashem, and it continues in a straight column all the way till the end of the page. So you get to the end of the page, still same column. Let's go see the next page in the Torah. The next page is the continuation of that paragraph, and here we have the next part. So the next part continues, and it goes till this word here, the Midbar Sinai. Sinai is the last word of the paragraph, the last word of that parsha. So this parsha, which began with the beginning of the book Vayidaber, is a parsha. It's a paragraph. What kind is it? It's a open paragraph. It's called a Parsha Pitucha. Why so? Because before this line starts, there's open space. It starts on a new line. This paragraph starts on a new line. It's called an open portion or open paragraph. A Parsha Pitucha, Patuach. If you look at the next paragraph, so after this ends here, instead of the next paragraph starting on the next line, it starts on the same line. So this paragraph begins on the very same line that the previous one ended, and that is called a Parsha Stumah. So this portion that starts here is a closed Parsha. It's called a closed Parsha or closed paragraph because it begins at the end of the line or on the same line as the line that the previous paragraph ended, and it blocks the end of the line. Stumah is satum, which means a opening which is blocked. So this is a blocked parsha or a closed parsha. And this parsha goes from this word vayihiyu, and it ends here, v'chamesh me'ot. This one started in the middle of a line, so we know it is a closed parsha, a parsha situmah. The next one, however, doesn't start here at the end of this line, but rather it starts on a new line, and therefore this one is called a Parsha Pitucha, an open parsha, because there's that open line before it. It starts on a new line, and the same would be true with this one. This one is also starting on a new line, and therefore this one is also a Parsha Pitucha. So in the Torah, you'll have one of the two. Either it's a Parsha Pitucha, which means that there's open space and it starts on the next line, or it's a Parsha Stumah, it starts on the same line. Now, on the blog, the next question that I ask is, what do you think any paragraph is for? Why waste space on the paper? Why not just fill up the paper with the words, especially when you have parchment and handwritten ink on the parchment? It's a lot of work to make the parchment. Why not use every possible space to write something? Why make breaks between paragraphs? What is a paragraph? And then secondly, what do you think the difference is between a closed parsha and an open parsha? What do you think is the difference? What does it mean if it starts on a new line? How is that different than starting on the same line? Do you think that has some kind of meaning, or is it just random? Why would you choose to start a new line and sometimes start on the same line? So that's something that I'd like you to think about and write your answer in the comments. If you have already done so in class, then this can act as a review. You can think about it a little more and also submit your thoughts as a comment to the post about Pitucha and Stumah.